Good morning and welcome to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. Sheriff, today's show, we're talking about, there's so many facets of the Sheriff's Office, and a lot of people may not even realize, some of the planning that goes into some of the things that happen around town.
If you think about it, every event that's of any consequence, quite honestly, law enforcement's engaged in some way. And the fact that we're county-wide, it means that you may be having something down in Fort Brayton. No matter where it is in our community, it requires our engagement, at least knowing what's happening so that we can have resources ready to respond to those particular areas. And special events. We have officers that work off-duty assignments at parties and stuff like that. So there's a great deal of things that we're engaged in, and many of the things that are organized by ourselves too with respect to what we understand to be problems and issues, and then we try to be in those spaces to address those issues. So what we call special operations is a huge part of our delivery system for service to our citizens in Leon County. Yeah,
when you look at some of those big events like the FSU football games that brings thousands and thousands of people out, we've got the big cross-country event coming to town. There are a lot of logistics that have to happen to make that safe.
A tremendous amount of research and planning that has to go on. You have to have an idea of who the players might be that might show up for the event, what types of persons that are going to be there. And then, in this day and age, we have to make sure that if there are people carrying weapons, and that's all those things we have to think about and be prepared to respond to in the event they take place. And our special operation does a tremendous job, I think, in trying to address those, and at the same time, make sure that they keep things safe and they communicate back and forth with the other law enforcement agencies in our community. Huge undertaking, and you start talking about football games, that's major. That is, that's at the NFL level, you might say.
Yeah, well, we've got our lieutenant here for special operations today, so it's going to be a great discussion, not just about those big scale events, but our mental health unit, our host unit, K-9, all of those aspects.
Yeah, all those things are part of special operations, and they all have their own responsibility. And that's why they're called special operations. They have a special responsibility to a special thing at a specific time and place. And that's huge, trying to coordinate that. And I'll tell you, our lieutenant does a great job of coordinating it and making sure that it fits within the context of the resources we have and the resources available to us from other agencies and from the community itself.
Absolutely. Well, we want to make sure you stick around. Coming up after the break, we're going to delve into it. Your safety at all of those large-scale events. What happens behind the scenes? We'll tell you next.
Hi, this is Deputy Sean Shepard with the Leon County Detention Facility. This is your Crime Tip Tuesday.
Scammers are impersonating Sheriff Walt McNeil and are calling people, demanding payment over the phone. This is not Sheriff McNeil or anyone from the Leon County Sheriff's Office. Do not become a victim of a scam call. Here are some tips to help you recognize and stop a scam. Law enforcement will not call you requiring payment for fines and fees. If they ask you to pay fees to avoid a warrant for your arrest, immediately hang up the phone. If the caller is aggressive and put an unrealistic time limit on you to pay via gift card, green dot card, or any other form of payment, hang up.
And that's your Crime Tip. Have a great day.
At the Florida Sheriff's Association, we are able to serve our sheriffs and Floridians thanks to our member support. The FSA Member Perks program was created to give back to our members for all that they do. Members enjoy savings on restaurants, vacations, golf courses, car rentals, healthcare, movie tickets, theme parks, online shopping, and more. With over 300,000 offers, you'll always find ways to save. To learn more or to join the Florida Sheriff's Association, visit fsamemberperks.org.
In times of stress such as quarantine, what goes on behind closed doors can be terrifying. But you don't have to suffer in silence. Help is here. Love is not controlling. Love is not frightening. And love is not violent. Love is respect. If you need assistance or just want to talk, we are here. In Florida, call the Domestic Abuse Hotline at 800-500-1119 to speak to someone in your area. Or for more information, email the Domestic Violence Coordinating Council at dvcctally@gmail.com.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
Welcome back to Leon County Today. I'm Sheriff Walt McNeil. Joining me now is Lieutenant Mike Wallace with our Leon County Sheriff's Office. Lieutenant, thanks for being here, and Lieutenant, thank you for the great jobs you do in special operations.
Well, thank you. We it's not without the team behind the team, you know. So I'm very thankful to be in this position.
Well, you've been in this position for about a year or so
About a
now.
year, right at a year.
But talk about your career before you got in special operations.
So being used to being on this side of the desk, working in crime prevention and media relations, was probably the most fun I've had in a law enforcement career over the last 30 plus years. And so doing that, road patrol and training, and so that's kind of helped me get to a place now where I fully understand the operation from a 10,000 foot view, particularly my time spent in training and in investigations, and being able to mesh both ends of that spectrum.
Right, right. Well, Mike, now you're in a unique position in the Leon County Sheriff's Office, special operations. Now, what exactly is a special operations unit?
It's, oh my goodness, it's so vast. So we're literally moved from aviation all the way through to our mental health unit, our K-9 units, both mental health and our homeless unit are just a unit that are just robust, and they keep continuing to move. And those are our daily, those are things that are daily going on. We've initiated a forestry unit, which is about the time we came into this job, we've been able to build that forestry unit through partnership with the federal government. So we've been able to build some things, but the biggest of our unit really is special event planning for football games, major events, any parades and things of that nature. And of course, this year we're ramping up for the International World Cross Country Games.
Going worldwide, huh?
Worldwide, we are going worldwide.
Mike, talk in more detail, if you would, for our viewers. What exactly does a mental health unit, a K-9 unit, what does the cross-country unit, what do you guys do, and how do you get that job done? And what goes into planning for that?
It is really like a well-defined ballet.
Okay.
We do so much separately, but we bring those roads all across. So our mental health unit is very important in today's climate, where we're dealing with so many of our citizens that experience mental health crises. And these are deputies, along with their counselors. They're able to respond, be first responders to people in mental health crisis, and we're able to deal with them in their crisis and give them first-class care up front. Keeps us from criminalizing people that otherwise don't need to be criminalized, but they do need some form of mental health help and resources. So that's what we do there.
Well, talk about the homeless unit now. How's that coordination between those first people who are in need of some medical treatment or mental health treatment, and then we've got our deputies on the road? Right. How do you all coordinate those efforts?
It's coordinated because really our men and women that are on the road, our first responding deputies, really see it as a resource for them to help them in a way that otherwise they would have to, tend to criminalize someone. So for us, our homeless unit is, when we talk about homeless, we often think about the persons on the streets.
Right.
But a lot of that has to do with some of our children in our schools are inadequately housed, and some of the challenges that we have in Tallahassee with housing. So those deputies that work in our homeless unit are just lights out. They understand the resources that are available here in Leon County, and they really I can't say enough about them. I'm very proud of the work they do.
Well, talk about the forestry unit. That's a new one for us. We've had it a long time, but not in the capacity we have it today. Can you talk about that in about 50 minutes?
About
50 seconds or so?
50 seconds. So forestry is a unit that's dedicated to the forestry. It's a deputy that's there. He's fully equipped to maintain a presence there. So it's anywhere from lost people that have gotten themselves in a lost situation in the forest, to accidents, to just being a presence to take care of the many things that are happening in our forest.
Highway 20 loves you.
They do love us.
Thanks, Mike. When we come back, we'll talk more about how special operations keeps us safe at major events and what's on the horizon. Stay tuned.
You are here, helping us give everyone the chance to live a longer, healthier life, free from breast cancer. You are survivors. You are thrivers and supporters. You are the heartbeat of the #1 breast cancer movement in the country. You are making strides against breast cancer. Together, we are the hope, the movement, the future. Join us.
In 70-degree weather, it takes only minutes for the inside of your car to heat up like an oven. At 104 degrees, heat stroke begins, followed by loss of consciousness. Every year, almost 40 children die of heat stroke after being forgotten in a vehicle. A simple change in daily routine is often the cause. Look before you lock. Brought to you by Kids in Cars.
Damage caused by hurricanes is devastating and traumatizing, leaving victims with the daunting task of rebuilding their homes and lives. The last thing you need during the recovery process is a dishonest contractor taking advantage of you and taking your insurance money. Deceitful contractors show up after disasters looking to make a quick buck and will promise you anything if you sign a contract, pay them in advance, and ultimately do shoddy or no work at all. Avoid being the victim of contractor fraud. Get estimates from at least 3 contractors, check their references, and never pay the full amount in advance. When hiring a contractor to rebuild your home, be selective in your choice. Remember, it is your home, and an honest contractor will treat you well during the rebuilding process. And always work with your insurer. Don't allow anyone to pressure you into something you may end up regretting. And remember, if you didn't request it, reject it.
To report fraud, call us at 1-800-TEL-NICB. This is a public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Another teenager, victim to fake pills. That smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be this easy?
Yeah, bro, I'm picking up. Same guy? I bet. Got you 5.
Think these pills are tested and safe? Think they're the same ones you get from a doctor? You know they're not. Did you know that fake prescription pills may contain fentanyl? And an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. Listen. Before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real.
Welcome back to Leon County Today. I'm here with Lieutenant Mike Wallace, who leads our Special Operations Division. Lieutenant, our team plays a big role when it comes to large events, especially FSU football games. Tell us what goes on in terms of preparing for those special events.
Well, we typically start preparing for football season in June. If you wait a day past June, it's going to be too late. But the preparation really is just a coordinated effort between all of our law enforcement partners here in town, particularly, you know, TPD, of course, FSU PD, and agencies as far away as Escambia County. So it's a huge coordinated effort to make sure that we're not the focal point or disruptions are the focal point of the game, so that the game goes off without a hitch.
Now, Mike, I know that's incredible work, and now we've added to that this worldwide cross-country run.
Yes,
what are you expecting from that, and how are you guys preparing for that event?
So, Sheriff, I would tell you, we didn't have any idea at first when we started playing this thing, but it is such a huge international component of world-class professional athletes coming right here to our county to participate, and you know, we've looked at it so much, we didn't realize that what it all entailed. But thanks to our state and federal partners, we're being able to put all the many pieces of the puzzle together. So it's been an undertaking. We've had to design some programs and processes to fit the international component. So we're very proud of putting this together and look forward to doing it in January 26th.
Well, Mike, talk about just a little bit about the, when you put on an event like that, what kind of engagement are you having from the federal agencies or state agencies in coordination with our efforts to try to make sure we keep that safe?
It's huge. Anywhere from being able to screen all of the athletes, the many people coming from around the world, and they're helping us put together to our operational plans in such a way that is they're very succinct. We have some 12 different agencies that will be involved in the planning and the actual operation of the footprint that we will have for a better part of a week.
Wow, that is tremendous. And the coordination you talk about, that's with our agency, TPD, federal, state, local?
Yes, sir. Is all the 4-letter and 3-letter agencies you could think of in this area all have stepped up to bring resources and personnel to the table. Of course, us as the Sheriff's Office, we're kind of limited, but it is, as you know, your responsibility and our responsibility to make sure that we pull all of these resources together. And so far, so good. We've been very fortunate with our local partners, TPD, FSU PD, FAMU PD, FWC, FHP. I'm going to get myself in trouble telling the name of them all. But they're really just coming to the table with fresh ideas, a new set of eyes, and helping us coordinate this big event.
Yeah, and Lieutenant, you've had a great career with us and with others in law enforcement. What's one of the things you're most proud of in terms of your career?
I think most proud of being able to get to this point and operate in this official capacity. This is a challenge. It's not something that's new that I was trained to do, but kind of trial by fire. I didn't get much of a chance. And jump right in and get going. So I am proud of that. I'm proud of my time spent in media, community media relations here, because I do think that time we really bridged the gap with the community.
Yeah.
How we as a sheriff's office love our community, and our community in turn loves us back.
Yeah, I commend you with the way you've handled. We didn't talk about the fact that you handled some of our cattle and what do we call that unit? That's
the livestock unit. Yeah, we've had some challenges over the last year.
And you've done a tremendous job, Mike, and your team. I can't say enough about how great you guys are. Thank you, really appreciate it. Just ahead, and our deputy on duty, a servant's heart goes beyond the badge and onto the baseball field. One of our LCSO leaders encourages youth from the sidelines. Up next.
An email from the post office. How do they even know my email address?
They don't. This is a bogus email sent by scammers that looks like it is coming from the Postal Service, or even the Postmaster General himself. The email contains fraudulent information about an attempted or intercepted package delivery and provides a link to click on to find out when delivery is expected. But that click can activate a virus, which can steal personal information such as usernames, passwords, or financial account numbers stored on the computer or mobile devices. Here are some telltale signs that an email is bogus. It contains poor grammar or spelling errors. It states that immediate action must be taken or there'll be dire consequences. It requests personal information under the guise of reconfirming information. The Postal Service does not notify customers about package delivery attempts by email. If you receive such a message, don't open it. Instead, forward it to spam@uspis.gov and then delete the email.
The drug landscape has changed. Illegal fentanyl has made its way into the drug supply. And it's a danger you might not see coming. A synthetic opioid up to 50 times stronger than heroin, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. It only takes the tiniest amount to cause a fatal overdose. A fraction of a raindrop, or 3 grains of salt. Your drugs don't come with an ingredients list. Although fentanyl is being mixed into almost every kind of drug, you wouldn't be able to see it, or smell it, or taste it. Fentanyl is one of the most common drugs involved in overdose deaths. Know the dangers. Learn the facts about fentanyl and ways to protect yourself at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
On this episode of Deputy on Duty, we're going off duty and into the community with Lieutenant Dan Rufa.
Well, I've been with the Sheriff's Office for 21 years this month. I started out in dispatch. I was an FTO, worked in K9 for 5 years. Did some CIB, got promoted, and now I'm back on the road as a watch commander.
When Lieutenant Rufa is off duty, he enjoys staying active in the community by giving back as a coach for a local baseball league.
We're at Canopy Oaks Park, playing Northwest Little League, Tallahassee. We go to different areas and we'll play away games at Woodville and sometimes in Fort Braden or Chairs. It's fall ball, so we just play Woodville and other Northwest teams.
For Lieutenant Rufa, it's more than a sport. It's about contributing to the community and actively participating in his children's lives.
I'll be honest, the job is kind of rough sometimes. I coach football too. It's really important for me to be present in my kids' lives, and then also I just love kids, like giving them back and trying to help them and coach them up. It's just something I really enjoy doing.
Beyond the bright lights and cheers of game day, one moment as a coach reminded him what it's all about.
We had a little kid not get a hit the first game, and he was crying, and I get really emotional about this stuff. And just being able to give him a hug, it's like, get your head in the game, you're okay, you got it. And then he smokes one in the outfield, and he's got the biggest grin on his face. He's doing the jumble, and it's just fantastic.
In a job that can be demanding and unpredictable, having something outside of work like coaching is crucial.
I'm a member of Project 413. The whole mental health aspect, like if you need to talk to someone, you got to go talk to someone. That's a really big thing, and I believe what the sheriff's done is bringing that in, and Nicole Trollstrup, our coordinator of that, has been instrumental, and I encourage people to go seek that out, and just being like mentally strong. But you can't do that by yourself. You got to have an outlet. Stuff like this, that's really important.
From graduating from the inaugural Law Enforcement Executive Leadership Academy and receiving Employee of the Month, Lieutenant Rufa has learned a lot in his career.
What I've really learned as a lieutenant, I was a sergeant on the road and then lieutenant, is you kind of own that as your family, like you're the papa, and you got the mom and dad sergeants, and just be able to own the shift and like build morale. And our unit, our patrol shift has really come together as a family. We like to do stuff outside of work as much as we can. It's tough to get 20 people together, but it's just been remarkable to see like the growth and the buy-in from my guys and my girls.
Lieutenant Rufa has demonstrated his dedication to serving both on the field and within the community.
I'm really big on community policing. I learned about the broken windows theory and stuff like that in college, and just fixing cracks. And I mean, the more you can give back, I know the sheriff talks about the United Way, and that's a really good thing. Meals on Wheels, Christmas connection, all that kind of stuff. Like I try to play a part in that. I encourage my shift to do that, Alfalfa shift. We've got the best uniform patrol shift out there. And they are also doing that. They give back. We've sponsored families for Christmas. And it's just, it might be a little selfish of me, but it makes me feel good to do it.
If you'd like to give back to your community, apply for a job today at leoncountyso.com. For Leon County Today, I'm Giovanni Hampton.
A 19-second conversation with a stranger online can put your child in danger of being exploited or abused.
Talking to kids about online safety can protect us for a lifetime. Don't wait. Talk to us today.
Download the Leon County Sheriff's Office mobile app right now. Our mobile app makes it easier than ever to report a crime and get important safety alerts. And follow reported crimes in your neighborhood, all in one convenient location in the palm of your hands. Download LCSO Connect right now. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play by searching LCSO Connect. You can more details about the features of the app on our website, leoncountyso.com.
For over 3 decades, you've helped us move closer to ending breast cancer as we know it for everyone. You are making strides against breast cancer. Together, we are the hope, the movement, the future.
Welcome back to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. And Sheriff, we see our folks out in uniforms and investigating and doing all those things. It's really neat to see them out in the community in a different capacity.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. We talk about it all the time. It's about family, it's about community. And our deputies, not only does Deputy Roofer do this, but there are so many others who are engaged in athletics. They teach their kids how to play baseball, basketball, and those sort of things. And it just builds community, and it takes us out of this uniform.
Yes.
Most of the time we're wearing this uniform and a vest and all that stuff, and we forget that we're humans too. And we want to make sure that citizens out there understand that, you know, we're just guys and ladies who've decided to take on this profession, but we're no different than you are, just trying to serve our community as best we can.
Speaking of out of the uniform, Patrol Stroll 2025 was a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely. Sandra, you and your team knocked it out of the park again. I tell you, over the 9 years, you guys have raised over $200,000. That's applauding.
Well, making strides, you know, it's the real rewarding part is seeing all the breast cancer survivors there taking in the show and enjoying it, and all of our members who fundraise to make it happen.
Absolutely. It's a great team effort, and again, it goes right back to our affirmation. We got to be all in this community, making things happen.
We do indeed. Well, we want to thank you all for being all in and joining us today. We'll see you back here next week.